Hello, welcome to our Unit 2 notebook, our workbook. Uh, this unit is going to cover, as you see on page 1, we're going to get into Abraham Maslow, discuss his theory of the hierarchy of needs theory, um, Erikson's stages of development. We're going to get a little bit more into this unit with the mantras, into values, vision board, some self-management techniques, and we'll go over all those things. And again, we're just working on our own emotional and social health, and we're looking at ourselves and really focusing in on what's important to us and how we're living each day. Okay. Here on page 1, I created a YouTube channel, which if you click on the link, it'll take you to this notebook. So if you have any questions, if you're out, extended illness, anything like that, you have access to the workbook, and you can just follow along with it. Simply over here on page 2, I just posted the hierarchy of needs theory, which we'll discuss in class. On the following page, just a few terms. We look where it says read the link attached. We'll just click on the link, and just a few terms just to show that you went through the reading on Maslow. We'll actually discuss it in class. And you can just fill in those text boxes as we move along through the workbook. I'm obviously big on quotes. I'm always looking to get you thinking, reflecting on what you're doing, where you're going, your goals, your future, and things of that nature. So I'm always throwing quotes in here and there just to get you to think a little bit. At the end of Maslow in our discussion, I want you to be able to answer the 3 questions on the following page here within the text box. After we complete Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we'll get into Erikson's stages of development. We'll play a short video, a little interview with him there, and we'll do a little response below, again in the text box. And when I'm really looking for you to respond in a deep way, just to dig below the surface of what he's trying to say. And in any case, with any kind of video, any kind of reaction to a conversation or something we do in class. So on the following page, I just posted his theory on his stage of development. And we'll take the time in class to go through each stage and what happens when those needs are met at each stage, and the consequences when those things are not met, and how that may impact us moving forward into our lives emotionally as we go into young adolescence, into adulthood. And we'll go over that. All right. Getting you thinking a little bit about your values. I linked up here a mantra link, and you could easily select one of the mantras that's given here in the link, or you can, if you have a mantra that you live by, stand by, that you either made up yourself or one that you use, feel free to use that as well, and just place it in the text box below. And again, explain why you chose it. If you chose it, it must have meaning. It must have value or purpose to you in your life. I just want you to share that with me in that text box. On the following page, as we get into values, again, you'll see some quotes there. You could simply go to Google Quotes and quotes on values, if that helps, and you could look up some quotes and surf through that a little bit, and then just simply copy and paste either the picture or just the text back into the text boxes. Again, really just not to find something that just to find it. Find something that really represents and has meaning to you. On the following page, we have a video up here above, which we will play in class. And then below, 2 things that you found interesting in his presentation, and either something you learned or how dynamic the presentation was. Just a couple comments on your response to that. And then in the text box next to that, define your values as it means to you. We know that the values are a belief system, but what it might just mean that to you. But when you hear the word values, how does that resonate with you? On the next page, I posted a QR code, and you will scan that with your phone. And when you open it up, a question will pop out, a scenario. And what I'd like you to do is respond to the scenario as you would probably do it in real life. Sometimes we may know what the right thing to do is. Um, how would you respond in an honest way? What do you think you might do? It's not simply just walking away or standing up for yourself or speaking your mind. It's the why you would do this because, and I want you to really explain how you would do that. Even if you made a decision that was maybe unhealthy in this situation here, in this case, just explain why. Um, and that's a scenario there on that page. Next is our values clarification project. And if you click the link up here, it will take you to your classroom. And when we go into our values clarification project, we're going to look at our values and I'm going to slide this over a little bit in hopes you can all see it. What I'd like you to do here is um, look at each statement, and we'll walk through this in class together. So I would like you not to jump ahead with us here. Let's take achievement, for example. If you felt achievement is important and you live by it, you push yourself, it reflects in your grades, it reflects in your personal responsibility, it reflects in how you carry yourself in your social interactions in school. And that's very important to you. Your future is important to you. It's evident you'd rate that very important. On the other hand, we might realize achievement is important, but maybe we're not really putting our best foot forward. Maybe something's in the way. We have barriers that are preventing us from getting where we want to go. And right now, achievement is just not a priority. So maybe it's somewhere in the neutral zone. So it's not that we believe they're all very important, but what you're really doing here is assessing yourself as to how it pertains to you currently. Okay. And what we're going to do here is we see below there's entry 2 and entry 3. And as we do that through the course of the year, um, it'll come up with a combined number at the end, how you rated each category. Maybe you rated something very important the first time around. But on the third time you rated it as not important at all. So you may have a 1 up here, but you have a 3 down here later on in the year. And maybe then you figure out what were the things that occurred during the course of the school year that derailed you or took you off your course with that. Okay. So getting back to our workbook, and I want you to talk about what did you learn from the values clarification, the summary of it. What did you learn about yourself? Maybe something surprised you, what caught you off guard. Maybe you feel you're in pretty good standing. Maybe you need to focus on 2 or 3 things that you thought you valued, but it's evident that you're not. So again, we're really taking the time to reflect and look at our results and then trying to make a change. All right. Next is our vision board. And our vision board, I used to use my dogs, real simple, but typically I would have posted, my family, and I would have posted the school and the sports I coach and my hobbies and baseball and things like that. And I would have thrown like a montage of photos, but just to show like what the page would look like, I just used my dogs. It was quicker, it was easier. Um, Both my pups passed away within the last year, actually half a year. So that wound is still fresh of them not being here. So it just felt good to put those photos down as a reminder to me of my dogs. And so over here on the following page, you would just do the same. Make your own montage of what you're doing. Maybe it's your friends, it's your hobbies, it's work, it's sports, it's club, it's music. It really, at the end, when you're done, below, I just want you, when you look at what you did on a 0 to 10 scale, how do you rate yourself? Like emotionally, does it feel good? How good does it feel? It's kind of like a cool thing. What's your emotional reaction to your personal vision board? Um, then up here, if you click on it, the vision board really tells you what it is and why we do a vision board and how it kind of gives us a sense of purpose and it helps us pursue our goals and it maybe doesn't it gets us to not get off course in our lives, and our vision board can keep us balanced and keep us focused on our goals. So the vision board is just a nice way to have a reminder of what we're doing. All right. The following page is a self-management checklist journal, and there's two things going on. Again, you're going to click it, and this will take you back to your classroom, and you'll click on the journal. Okay, there's two tabs here. One is a daily, it's a question or checklist, and all I want you to do is go through each day. Go Monday, you're going down each day. Read the question and just check what you're doing and what you're not doing. And please read. It says, like, for example, setting goals, challenges, completing homework, helping with chores. Your goal is to do it 1 hour a day. Are you helping out and setting time aside to get those things done for at least 1 hour a day? If you did on a Monday, check the box. If you didn't, don't check the box. And then you're just going to go down to the next one and just keep going down. Social time, interactions with others, okay, without interfering in other activities. So are you taking the time to have those positive relationships or outlets with others for at least 1 hour a day? Maybe there's things where you were sick and you were in isolation and you really didn't have a chance to get out because you weren't feeling well, so you didn't have that social interaction. So that's what we're looking at right there as the reason. There's always the why factor. Okay, so you just go down each day, sleep time 8 to 9 hours a day. You're getting 8 to 9 hours. If you're getting that per day, or you got it on a Monday, check the box. If you didn't, don't. The second piece on the tab below is the journal. You're going to go through the journal, click on the tab, and when you go down, there's a question of the day. And each day of the week, just go through, read the question, and answer the question in the box to the right. And again, in a few brief sentences, I'd like you to really, at this point, when you're doing some journal writing, this is really for you. I'm not grading on what you did or what you're writing on, but I am looking for content. I'm looking for the why, and really have an explanation as to why you're writing what you're writing. And again, it's just a personal self-reflection. Okay. So we move to the next page. Down here is just a check-in. All I'd like you to do is take the dot here, the yellow dot, you'll click on it, and you're just going to slide it along here as to how you're feeling about the class so far, where you're at up to this point. Are you pretty much on par with things, feeling comfortable, enjoying the class? And again, you're not being graded on if you put it's not fun or you're kind of somewhere on the other side of that spectrum to the left of somewhat, then it gives me a chance to reflect myself and figure out why, and maybe connect with you and see what we can do to get you over to the other side and maybe change a few things. All right. Um, List or explain any term or concept you recall over the past 4 to 5 weeks in class. We did a lot with our personality test. We did a little bit with Maslow. We did Erikson. We did the values. We did health. We did wellness. So the wellness wheel. We did all these things. Um, and I just wanted to pull a couple concepts out that maybe stuck in your brain that stick with you. It may be tied to the wellness wheel. It could be tied to the health triangle. It could be tied to something caught you with Erikson in his stages of development. It could be with the hierarchy. Anything like that. It could be something with the quotes. It could be something to do with anything that we really discussed in class, just to show me that you're taking something from the class, and hopefully maybe you could even tell me how you applied something to your life outside of the classroom. Okay. and that would be nice. All right. So that